What was it like? So I'm going to go back to Borderlands. What was it like to be brought in and be working on a piece of content like that, you know, well in advance of release, and being a part of a story, knowing so many people are going to play through this and for decades?
So I didn't know that.
You did? What?
I didn't know that. Going into it, I was like, I am living an episode of Grandma's Boy. Because whenever I went to the audition, I didn't realize it was for Gearbox software. I thought it was at SMU Guildhall in Dallas. And so I thought it was some student project.
What?
Yeah. And
wow.
so I was...
A lot of Borderlands fans out there are like, what?
I had no idea. And this was also before Borderlands was in its current art style. I think they were switching over from what it used to look like.
Okay.
And so, you know, I'm like walking around looking at all the photos on the wall being like, wow. And it was really weird when it would release, and I didn't really like think twice about it. And I would walk into like the dorm room of my friends or like into a frat house, and everyone's playing it, and I'm like, oh, this is awkward.
Is that weird?
It was a little weird, but definitely Borderlands 2 when that came out, and given that Angel had more of a profound role in that one too, that one was, I was like, holy crap, like this is.
Well, and now it being like it's officially, you know, franchised at that point, right? I imagine there was probably pressure being with it being the first gig on the OG Borderlands. But then how did the pressure change going into Borderlands 2? Because now there is this audience. There's already an existing audience with an existing expectation. Like, how did you deal with that?
You know what? I always just had a lot of fun with it.
Okay.
And Borderlands 2 was a lot more planned out and a lot more structured than Borderlands 1. We just had fun playing with different ideas in Borderlands 1. And I'm actually really grateful for being able to work with Gearbox in the sense that I would go there after school for about a month or two before we were even filming to help to like work on the script, to work with training. It was my first talent job I ever did. So, you know, they did a really good job at kind of prepping me for it. And then we filmed it during my spring break on the roof of Gearbox software. Like, we didn't go and like find this huge studio space or anything. Like, we literally like took a camera and had Randy and Mikey Newman on the roof of Gearbox software's old studio back in the day, filming it. Like, just having fun with it. It's like, oh, what if we tried this over here? And, ooh, look at the clouds and the wind. And that's the whole, like, wind effect that you see in Borderlands 1. You know, Borderlands 2, when that happened, it was more like, it's a production. It was a studio space with an entire crew and everything. It was, we even did a massive casting call. And that was actually my first on-camera gig. I did a guest spot for G4.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that back in the day, it was really cool. You know,
Full circle.
Oh
my goodness.
And so that, like, I don't know, I'm so grateful for that experience, because if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah.